Hello and welcome to Colleague 7 Sprint Review for 18.07.03. This will cover the work undertaken between the 24th of July to the 6th of August. Starting with our sprint goal, and for this sprint our intention has been to implement background tasks to help manage email logging and OneDrive checks, whilst reviewing solutions for notifications and GDPR updates. We've also begun the first phase of a project to deliver a panel which will help offer a summarised overview of record data when working within search results. Looking at the high-level items and to explain further, in this sprint we've been working on putting in place background tasks which will handle email logging and other key functions. Once implemented, this represents improvements in performance and will also be able to error handle these functions better with a view for further enhancements. During the course of the sprint, this work made significant progress, but we fell short of completing the work to the point where it would be part of your next upgrade. So this will carry over to the next sprint, but it is nearing the end of its development. We've started a project which will span several sprints to put in place the summary view. This feature allows you to review records within search results so that you're able to use a panel which will give you access to details about the record without having to open it. The first phase has introduced admin and user settings, which won't be of much use in the short term, but the next stage will introduce the panel itself, and as part of that, this feature will then become available. We had received reports that the option to email an error log to our support team would often fail, so we've resolved this so that it works as expected moving forwards. Some further refinement work has been done to GDPR notifications. This is to ensure users do not receive notifications which aren't associated to them. Several fixes were also applied here, and we're a lot happy about how these notifications are coming through. We've delivered a fix so that the font of a document is retained when creating a docx file. We've updated the email signature editor and in general the text editor in Colleague 7 so that it supports highlighting an image and assigning a hyperlink to a web page. We've added the option to delete a document from a checklist item, and also Colleague 7 will now track when and who deletes a document from the system. An issue with the diary not displaying diary entries that span several days correctly was looked at, but this turned out to be more of a UI update, so this has become a new and different dev item. And we've applied some performance improvements to the bulk emailing and GDPR checking mechanism. We'll now go through a brief demonstration on the key features from this sprint. Okay, so the first point to cover, and it's a bit of a unique situation because I'm going to be showing you something that won't actually be part of the upgrade you receive following this sprint, because that's relating to the summary view. And specifically the features that we've done in this sprint won't make sense until they're provided to you as a whole package. So what we've done here is we've basically created some admin settings and some user settings relating to the summary view, but the actual summary view itself won't be introduced until the following sprint. So just to explain what we mean by the summary view, when within the search area, when you're looking to view your results, what it will be is an option whereby when you're selecting different records, just as you have a notification panel that comes out here, there'll be a summary view panel that comes out similar to that will contain the field data relating to that record within that panel. So you'll be able to have a sort of summarized overview of that record that you can view when within the search result rather than having to then physically go into the record. So that's the feature that we're en route to providing. In terms of what we did in this sprint, so within the admin area, there's under the system category, we've got a new area called a summary view here. If we click into there, you'll see that there's an entity drop down for candidate, company, contact and requirement being as the entity options that you can search against. And against each of these entities, you'll have a list of all of the fields which can be selected, and then you can obviously select those fields and pull them across into the selected fields area, and this is the list of fields that will be shown in the summary view. So you can set it up as a global setting in terms of the summary view, but there will also be the option against a user setting to have their own user privileges as well, your own user specific setup. So within user settings, there'll be a summary view tab here. And you can either choose to use the default settings as per the admin area that you've set up there, or you can say no and have your own bespoke settings used. So you can again select the different entity type, select the different fields that you want to view, and then obviously pull those across into the selected fields area so that they're shown in that summary view. So it's the kind of the foundation work before the actual main development work is undertaken, and that's the work we did in this sprint. Okay, so their item to show relates to the ability to now delete an attachment to a checklist and also when deleting documents in general. So from within any of the entity records that have checklist as an option, it's now possible when you're going into a checklist item, if there has been an associated document which has been uploaded linking to the record, you can now just delete that document as you would want to. So that's essentially the functionality that's been introduced in Simplicity. There's also an option, obviously, to download that document, and obviously you can view the preview in the same respect as you can view it from the Documents tab. What we have also done as part of doing this as well is introduce a document deleted history type, so that when a document is deleted, you have a track record there of who and when, in terms of when a record or a document was deleted from a record, who did that and when did they do that. So that's just two elements that have been introduced as part of this sprint. As always, if you have any queries or feedback, please get in touch. I'll be keen to hear from you. Also, for those using Colleague 7, feel free to submit your enhancement requests via the support team or directly to me using the above email address. The next video will be the sprint plan for 18.08.01, and as always that will contain a high-level overview on the items we intend to work on during that sprint. Thanks for watching.